from our last tale.
Please calm down, everybody. Let's sort this out like the gentlefolk we are. And she's going to cast Calm Emotions on the group.
We'll have you come with us up to the detainment. We'll have some questions. Want to make sure nobody's doing anything stupid. You paid for orc bubbles?
Yes. Have you never tried orc bubbles?
So we have rights as well as novices of the guardianship, and one of those rights is that if we are being charged with something, we have a right to know what we're being charged with.
After that, Ste'yn will message to Beau that Nora's going to be there and hopefully help us out.
It seems you've gotten yourself into some trouble. I wish you hadn't. Why did you confront her like that? All of the barmaids and all of the bar lads, we're all the same. All feral.
Nobody tell Nora that we just broke out of jail, maybe?
You get to the kind of command residences back in front of her home. You all hear a knocking on the front door. It sounds like just a gentle knock, gentle tap. 20 and above. Before you heard the knocking, for just a moment before, you see a shadow pass by the window, not heading towards the door, but heading away. As if someone is coming around the house. Not there, like, it only just happened and then you heard the knocking.
This might be a good time to mention that the hut looks exactly like the floor that which it is on.
Nora looks towards the door where the knocking was. I suppose we don't know if that's friend or foe, huh?
Looks like someone's maybe...
Give me one moment. And Ste'yn will cast Detect Evil and Good again.
You will also have to step out of the hut.
Oh, I forget that. Haha. She stepped outside of the hut, so she would have probably stepped closer to the front door where we heard the knocking a little bit.
You don't see a ping towards the back door. There's this, like, warm, beautiful, almost lyrical, whimsical, musical kind of sense you get from outside beyond the door, like by the garden area. Because I think that'd be really nice.
You guys sense that it's been magically consecrated?
Yeah. How nice is that? I love this for her.
I was gonna go answer the door.
Cool. Pull the door open?
Yeah.
You do. And you've met her before. You see Nina Serenby. She's one of the barmaids. She was helping with all the stuff going on. Her blonde hair pulled back in this cute little spirally little ponytail. She's standing beside one of the Peace Watch. I'm gonna say this is also familiar. It's Canyon. She's standing beside him, and Canyon sees you, Beau. Snow, I am so glad that I found you. So glad that you are here.
Yes, what is it?
Weird that you're here in the rally. Whatever, it's festival time. There's rumor going around. I'm trying to calm everyone down, and not that they're acting crazy or anything. Just, I don't like the rumors going around, and I just figured if we find you, and they seem to insist that they might know where you were, which is also, whatever. I just wanted to make sure that we found you, that we got this taken care of. Nina, is this enough? And she just looks at him and just nods. We just wanted to clear up any misunderstandings. That's all.
Yes, well, why don't you all come inside?
Excellent.
Come on, Nina.
Is the captain here?
She's in the back. Come along.
And Canyon also is looking at her like, shall we? She nods, and Nina and Canyon enter. They can't see the hut.
Does Nina make a saving, though? Con save?
Yes. Yes, in fact, she does. Good call. As she starts going inside, and she stops, and you kind of hear her shriek a little bit and step back as Canyon was about to walk in behind her, and he kind of steadies her. Are you all right? She looks at the door, and she just nods. I stepped on something, I'm sure. Oops. It feels a little cold inside. I think it's more comfortable out here is all.
Nonsense. We'll put the fire on.
No, That's
Come
right. We just
along,
wanted to make
Mina.
sure everything was fine.
No, I insist. We need to clear the air.
Ste'yn
Ste'yn
like
waves as well
watching
because she's
back and
outside of the
forth.
hut, and it's just like, "Come on, Nina, come along inside, won't you?"
I'm fine. I just wanted to
No,
make
no.
sure you were all right. Is all.
We want to make sure you're all right, and if you're that cold, please do come warm up. The fire's
have an
nice
idea.
inside.
Canyon, I think maybe get a little bit closer and just kind of warm up a little bit as you walk through.
Not to be weird about it at all.
Not to make it weird. It's only weird if you make it weird. Canyon looks terribly confused.
Be a gentleman, put your arm around her, get that cape of yours to warm her up, and come on inside.
Canyon, again, kind of shrugs and looks at Nina. If you have, I'd be happy to help you if you need it. Nina immediately steps back, and then she starts running off.
Beau's going to gonna motion to stay and to push him out. Actually, he's got a mind like, push me out the door. I'll go get her.
Ste'yn will happily oblige.
Shove him out the door.
And Beau's gonna
She might
bolt
clap a
after
little
her.
harder than she needs to as she pushes him out.
And Beau is going
Bolt's
to
gonna
bolt.
bow right after her.
That was so fast.
Okay. Yeah.
Ste'yn just stands there watching.
Ste'yn, you shove him out the door.
Don't let
Past
the door
Canyon,
hit
who
ya.
looks very confused. Beau, it's very, very easy for you to catch up with her. As Canyon looks back at you, Ste'yn, and he's like, "What is Snow doing? What is going on? What is happening?" And he has his arm, he's ready at his
No
weapon.
need for that. No need for that. Come along inside.
No,
It's all
hold
right.
on. You guys are
He's fine.
wild.
No.
He's keeping
we're
an
not,
eye out, and he
actually.
does have both a melee weapon and he has a bow and arrow, like a bow
I
ready.
understand what this looks like. I also need you to understand that things are not always what they seem. And I'm begging you, if you have any sense of trust in me, that you hold on to that.
Or
right
it's Snow.
She's calling in all the favors today.
Remember, Snow
Please, someone
saved
trust
his
me
life.
today of all
Snow
days.
saved his life.
True.
That's true. Snow did save my life.
Exactly. So please, just trust us for a couple moments. If that's all you can give, that's all you can give. But please, there's a lot more happening here than you know, and that I may even be able to explain to you. But I promise, he's not going to harm her. He's trying to bring her in.
That was a bad promise to make.
Don't hurt her as you bring her in, or he will shoot you, and I won't stop him.
How many more hours do you have on this mind link?
It was 5 hours, and we did it right before I walked into
Like-
that thing.
Yeah, it was at like 11 a.m. or something.
Yeah, so this is probably like the final
1, 2, 3,
hour that we're
4.
on.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So Viola and Nora can see the absolute confusion on Snow's face as he keeps hearing his name being used for Beau. You see him just like
Calling
mouthing,
him-
"What?"
Viola will see the look of confusion on Snow's face and fill him in.
Quietly, I hope.
Yes.
It is very easy for you to catch up to her. What are you doing as you catch up to her? Are you trying to grapple her? Are you trying to knock her down?
He's
What are you
going
doing?
to get in front of her and then put his arms out to stop her. Kind of like block out, like, I don't know, X pose or something, go T pose. I don't know.
You
Some
want
kind of,
T-pose.
no, like he's gonna like put his arms out and just like, yeah, just like stopping her. Salute the
Okay.
sun.
He
He just does
T-poses in front of
yoga
her
in front of her.
He goes. She kind of short stops and then tries to get around you. She's going to try and run past you. You can attempt to grapple her if you'd like, which would be an opposed strength athletics check. Or you
Can
could
he
attempt
just
to trip her
attempt
or
to?
whatever.
Yeah,
you'd
that's
like.
like. Can he just attempt to trip her?
You can do.
Which one
I guess
wouldn't be strength?
I feel like if you're just trying to like get your leg out to just trip is more dexterity based. So
Okay.
tripping probably. Yeah, trying to get her. Go for it.
Okay, so it's just a dexterity.
Yeah,
No.
go for it.
So that's a 6.
As you try to block her path and she's trying to scoot around you, you try to get your leg out and she just kind of does a little hop over and around and then she tries to keep running. And she starts to scream for help.
Beau's gonna cast sleep. It's panic.
There's this little part of me that 3 hours ago thought this was going to be such a serious... That little part of me is dead now.
How many? What's the thing?
Go ahead, cast it. Get it, boy.
20.
Yeah, you cast sleep as she has jumped and started darting, and she starts screaming, and you cast this, and like mid-breath, you see her kind of stumble and then fall forward onto the ground. The lovely paved cobblestone street. She collapses.
How far away are we from Canyon right now?
Maybe like 40, 45 feet. I'm trying to think how long it would take for you to just
Sounds
instantly
good.
like, bust out running.
Sounds good. Oh, Canyon! He's gonna start waving. She took a bit of a tumble. Can you come pick her up?
Oh no!
We lost Catherine. It was too funny.
Oh, Canyon.
Can you come escort
he-
the lady in? Oh, Canyon.
He starts running. He starts running over towards you, and he sees her knocked out. She kind of looks a little bit more peaceful. She looks a lot more peaceful, honestly, than she did a minute ago, as she's asleep.
Let's just carry her right on inside, please. Quickly, come on. It's only lasts for a
so
minute.
much explaining to do.
It only lasts for a
And
minute.
he lifts her up, and he's following behind you. He's not running back, but he's following you, and she is asleep. And he carries her inside.
And as they're going inside, he's just gonna put his hand on his back and he's gonna follow him in.
Come along, right inside.
He lays her
Close to
down
the
on
party in front of you.
On the upside, now she's trapped inside.
He lays her down on the sofa where that haphazard blanket was, kind of starts to put that over her as her eyes open.
Beau closes and
she
locks the door
wakes up.
behind him, by the way. And then he's going to also, as they're all
That's a
gathering in,
horrifying sound.
he's gonna move to the back door and also make sure that one's locked.
That one was locked, yes.
Okay. So, doors are locked.
Yeah, Nina's eyes blink open. She realizes where she is and she bolts up. She's sitting up. She sees you all there. I only wanted to talk.
Yes, and then you had a very bad fall outside, so I had Canyon pick you up and bring you inside. You're welcome.
Why? Okay.
You said there were some things to mend or correct, I believe was Canyon's words.
Yes, there seemed to be some confusion earlier. And I wanted to make sure you were okay, and Rosita said that despite, what happened, she'd be happy to have you come back to the Pike and, make amends.
Very generous of her.
Give me a perception check.
Everyone or just Beau?
Anyone can.
Ooh, 21.
Even those inside the hut?
What? Oh, did you guys stay in there?
Well, yeah, I guess so.
I haven't
You're-
I mean,
you
it's
have-
only,
I mean, you have
it's
clear
only
sight of her.
camouflage. It's not perfectly invisible.
I'll
does
roll
look-
to see if Canyon is paying enough attention. Right now, he's not.
22.
If you rolled above a 15 or above, you notice that as Nina is saying this to you, inviting you back to the Pike, she is looking like she kind of keeps eyeing the doors. She clearly does. It would be odd for her to think she could actually get up and not be stopped, but she does keep looking at the doors before looking back at you and speaking.
This would be a great time to get some info.
Alright, you wanna ask her something?
No, I'd like to stay in the hut. Otherwise, I'd lose the
Stay
hut.
in the hut.
Well, considering your fall right there, I mean, it would be very rude of us to just have you walk back or something like that. What if we have Rosita come and get you?
Rosita's very busy.
Oh, I'm sure, but she has all those people to help her. and it's dying down.
She likes to be pretty hands-on. I think she's going
Exactly
to
why
stay
she
up
might
there.
want to have her hands on you to come and get you.
What?
How long have you known Rosita, Nina?
Oh, for years.
Really? She seems very kind. When did you first meet her? How many years ago?
Maybe 7 or so. I think she was just coming back. Well, about 7 or so.
Coming back from where?
From nowhere. Everyone has trips.
Oh, everyone definitely has trips. I've made many myself. But 7 years ago, that's a long time. Has she been... Forgive me, I just came to this guardianship a few weeks ago. It's been a whirlwind. Has she been here, for that long? In Gratia Minot, for 7 years?
She has, yeah.
Do you know how long she was here before you met her? Or did you all happen to come at the same time?
Look, it really doesn't matter. If you want to get to
Curious,
know her better, you should ask her.
Oh, I'd love to ask her, but you know how when you're trying to get to know someone, sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of information about them before you actually get to know them? That way, you know, it just sort of helps build a little bit of rapport before you have to put in the effort to build the rapport.
She slowly nods, and you can kind of see her sighing a little bit.
I just don't want to make any further missteps when we talk to her again, because I think we've made a lot, and I'd like to avoid that going forward. So getting to know a little bit about her, where she's from, or how long she's been here and such would be truly wonderful. Have more appreciation for what she's been through here, and be able to make a more amenable sort of apology.
Viola, can you roll me another charisma saving throw, please?
I did just realize that all of the barmaids and bar lads shouldn't have been impacted by calm emotions if that's what made them stop.
Oh, yeah. Whoops.
You could just say they were playing along with the crowd. It's okay.
Yeah. It's part of their charm, you know? Thank you. I did forget my own homebrew rule about my own world. She's nodding, and Ste'yn, you can read people very well, and you can kind of see a layer of facade that's slowly melting away as you continue talking. You know, Ste'yn, and please, I know your group can be very volatile. It was really nice working with you, Snow, by the way, just with all the event things going on. Thank you for your help.
Is she talking to this Snow, or is she talking to the Snow she can't see?
Oh, Snow's not there, that's right. Just kidding, I lied. Wherever Snow is, man, it was so nice. Where is Snow anyway? Where is Snow? Don't you all travel together all the time? Aren't you
I'm
guys
sure he's
basically
somewhere.
Siblings? Well, if you
I'm sure
see
he's
him,
around here somewhere, but
I hope you let him know that it was very nice working with him.
he really is lovely to work with. He's got a good spirit about him. He always seems to have something encouraging and nice to say. That helps make the days easier.
It's true. And I hope that you keep him close. But look, I feel like she kind of looks almost apologetically towards Canyon and looks back at the ones who are visible. I feel like we know what's going on here. Probably. I was really trying to just put out an olive branch, just to avoid any tension. That's not what we like to do.
Well, just to make sure Canyon's in the speed, why don't you enlighten us what's going on here?
Don't want to do that.
I don't know if that's necessary.
I'm not asking you.
I think Canyon knows what he needs to know, and there are times when knowing more.
We can
puts him
also
at risk
gauge
of
if
getting
he is
killed.
trustworthy.
I don't want to put him at risk. He's been nice to us.
And he could also be willing to stab us in the back. We don't know his position. She seems to be thinking that she used a collective term.
She seems to think that Canyon doesn't know what's going on.
That's unclear.
I can insight check.
I'm gonna meta the heck out of this.
Already planning on doing it, but insight check that apologetic look to try and gauge if it was sorry, you already know about this, just let me be mysterious for mysterious, or sorry, you have no clue what's going on, but we clearly do. kind
Go
of
for
look.
it. Uh-huh.
That is a 24.
Her apologetic look really feels like it's part of her natural charm of like, man, I pulled another innocent bystander into this mess. Boy, I sure hope he's okay after all of this. If you want to, it's entirely up to you. Rosita would like to talk to you. Especially you, Ste'yn. You're very charming. You're very charming. And those are the kinds of people that she needs. Those are the kinds of people she's looking for. And in fairness, look,
That's
I don't
interesting.
know.
I thought Ferals is what she needs.
Why would someone need ferals?
Well, I don't know. They certainly seem to gather around her.
How does Canyon react to that?
He looks confused by the whole thing, wondering like kind of why he was pulled here.
Canyon, why don't you can step outside? I promise nothing will happen in here.
No, I'm invested in this.
I don't know if you should be.
He's a
Too late.
Peace
This is
Watch
what I signed
person.
up
It's his
for.
job to protect this place. We need at least somebody in the Peace Watch to like us and or
Listen,
be on our
Ste'yn.
side.
I'm a
Better
Peace
be
Watch
alive.
person. It's my job to handle things like this. I'd like to be on your side. And he kind of leans back against the door and is like crossing his arms. He's like, I came here, I was asked to join Nina to make sure everything was all right. In fairness, you know, with whatever happened and rumors going around that things are happening or things happened at the Pike, look, at least you're not being arrested or anything. I'm
No, that
just
happened
here to make
earlier.
sure no one... What? Never mind.
Nothing.
Was that
I'm
an
here to make sure
arrest?
nobody dies. That's all.
I think I have better luck with that than you, but that's all right.
I need to... Whatever you guys want to talk about, I have to... I'm still waiting on there's shipments coming through, festival stuff. I'm waiting to see
You want to go
that-
check on those?
I
Come
will.
back here in 10,
Uh,
15
not-
minutes or so.
No, I'm going to be leaving here with Nina just to make sure everything's good. But I do hope you'll hurry because I need to see if something I've been waiting for forever has finally made it.
What are you waiting for?
It's a little sappy. It's a little sappy, but I've been working really hard. I saved a lot of money, and well, I gotta go see about a girl and getting her a little.
What girl?
That might be much. you
Come
know,
on,
professional
Canyon.
level.
Aren't we friends?
He did save your life.
Damn it, it did save my life.
We keep reminding of this.
You guys like,
Hey,
sorry,
Canyon,
Nina.
do you remember
I know
that
you're here for a
time?
reason.
And he's
That's
already
saved your life.
mentioned the girlfriend many times to Beau. Just not who.
Yeah,
The first
look,
time they met.
Come
he said
on.
that-
You have
You've
to
been teasing
promise
this so
not-
long.
you know the performer at the Pike with the purple hair,
Maybe.
Love?
Bub?
Love.
Yeah.
Wait.
Aw.
Wait, a little thing.
It's a ring. I saved up. It's a really expensive ring, but it's fitting for her. Don't ask me why. Don't ask any
Wait,
more questions.
You know, Canyon, I just thought of
Wait.
something actually. Can I need your help with something that is heavy upstairs.
What?
Can we solve this situation first? Nina,
Yes,
are you
what-
satisfied with what's going on here?
No.
One question. This. Is there anything engraved on this ring?
I mean, a lot of engagement rings will have, you know, like initials. Yeah, I did that.
Don't give up the diamond. We don't have another diamond.
Well, we had the
What?
money.
Someone
We had the
dies.
money for it. We could buy one for fate, hopefully.
She probably doesn't have a diamond lying around. That's not a magic item.
You never know.
It's a
Spell
component.
It's a very expensive spell component.
Maybe the old man has one. He had the other
Someone's
things.
gotta have
Honestly, would
one.
be more likely.
Oi, but I really need your
Yeah,
help.
Ste'yn has one. One thing at a time, Snow.
No,
Right.
Canyon, this
So-
is urgent.
Canyon.
Please,
Oh, Canyon.
Don't make me raise my voice, young man.
don't make me have to
Fair.
persuade you, Canyon.
Wait, hold on. Everyone just calm down. Everyone,
We're
I'll
very
be so
calm. Are
calm
you
when my
alright?
things are moved. Now let's go
I
real
am
quick.
a member of the Peace Watch. Nina, did you say what you need? Did you say what you needed to say? And Nina looks honestly confused by whatever is happening here.
Nina
She
is
said,
still recovering
"Girl."
from her tumble. Now let's go move some gumble. Let's go.
Let's go move some rumble.
Let's get ready to rumble!
It would be entirely unprofessional for me to leave the person who asked me to come here. Well, I suppose you were the problem, Beau, or Snow.
Exactly.
that.
We are
That was weird.
separating the problem from the
Yes, will you
person.
please get the problem away from the person so I can reassure Nina that everything's alright?
Give me a persuasion check.
Who?
Both of you.
Okay.
Or one with advantage, because one of you can roll with advantage. I'll do it that way.
Do you care if I roll, Ste'yn?
Go ahead.
Okay. All right,
What
that's a
happened to
nat
my
20.
session?
It's a nat 20, so that could be a 29 or a 32.
Mark your die.
It really
This
needs a
got weird.
32 with a nat 20.
I just want you to mark your die. No, you don't have to mark it.
I just wanted to see how high
29
it
is
could go.
plenty. I did want to see how high it could go, I won't lie. He kind of realizes, yeah, this makes sense. Okay. And despite Ste'yn, you catch a little look of Nina's as her supposed protection is leaving. Canyon will follow you upstairs, Beau, or wherever you were going. The DM doesn't know what's happening.
Yeah,
I'm very curious.
As they're
though.
going
What
up the
happened?
steps, Beau's going to Mylink say, make sure she stays down here.
Oh, she's not going.
And I have an idea on how to get Canyon out.
Nora,
No harm, no foul.
inside of the hut, Nora is watching them go upstairs. Why are they going upstairs?
Beau, why are you going upstairs? Nora wants to know.
It will be fine. It will be okay. It's all part of the plan that I'm making now.
But, plan for what? What are you trying to accomplish?
Getting Canyon out, but keeping what's-her-face in here.
Are you gonna push him out a window?
No! The windows are too close together anyway up here. It's weird.
I also thought he was gonna push Canyon out the window.
Viola will just say, Beau says he has a plan. But it doesn't make me feel good. I'm sure it doesn't make you feel good either, but
Not in
that's
the
the
least
information
bit.
I have.
Trust the process, Nora. It'll be
I
fine.
trust the process.
I suppose I trust
Right.
more that you're talking about
He said he wasn't gonna
hidden
push him out a
ferals,
window,
and
so there's
Nina
that.
Serenby is here, who is very obviously someone who works at the Pike.
Alright, Nina. I know who you are. I know what's going on. And I would like you to be truthful going forward.
We're not lying to anyone.
I understand. But there's a difference between lying and between telling the truth. You're not just outright lying, but I would like the full truth. Not just what you want to say to convince me to do what you want.
I'm only at liberty to say so much. I was told
I
to
understand
come here.
that.
Okay, what do you want to know?
I want to know more about Rosita.
That I
What
can
has
tell
she
you.
promised you?
That I can tell you.
There we go. We're getting somewhere. Tell me.
She promised us protection.
Just protection. Protection from what?
Protection from living on the streets. Protection from being kicked around like dogs. What do you mean?
I mean, how is she going to give you this protection? How long can her ruse actually last? And what happens when that ruse goes up and she's ready to go somewhere else and leaves you behind?
She won't do that.
How do you know that?
Because she's just like us. Someone has to look out for us, so we look out for each other.
What happens if you don't like what she's doing?
I don't ask ridiculous questions.
Do
I
you
don't
feel
need
like
to
you
know
can't
anything
ask
more.
questions?
I can. If
Do
I
you
want
feel like
to.
she'll be truthful to you?
I think so.
Do you feel like she has your best interests at heart? Or do you feel like she's
Yes.
pushing her own interests through you?
No. She's watching out for all of us like a mother. We don't have anyone else. It's not something I expect someone directly from the light to understand, and that's fine.
My own family kicked me out because I was directly from the light. I think I understand.
That doesn't make sense.
Tell me about it. It shouldn't.
Then you really should join us.
I've thought about it.
Nothing's stopping you. It's not like you have a family to go home to, right?
I'm not going to share anything about that with you. That's all the same.
Why? I shared about me.
No, you didn't. Not really. You said she offers you protection. And that you found her 7 years ago. It's nothing about a family or a home or...
What do you want to know? Do you want to know the pathetic little hovel that I came from? Do you want to know?
I want to know where Rosita found you. I want to know what your life was like before you found her. And I'm so sorry for the way the world has treated you. It's not right.
Well, it's a whole past life that we don't have to think about anymore because we
Exactly.
are living free. So why should I even bring it up?
Are you free? You don't even look like yourself.
Because I shouldn't. Do you know how
Why
much
not?
it costs to do something like this?
No, I don't, because I would hide. Instead of trying to change myself like that.
I'd rather be out in the light where I belong.
If you think you belong in the light, why are you associating with someone who cares more for the dark?
Because maybe even the light doesn't seem to understand itself. Maybe it doesn't care enough. Maybe you all don't care enough. Maybe we're the real heroes here.
I'm not saying I care enough, I'm still learning what I care about. But I'm saying that if you're looking for a place for the light, I don't think putting all your faith in the dark is the way to get there.
Dark, light. It doesn't matter.
What does Rosita say about dark versus light? I'd like to know more about someone before I give more consideration to joining them. She doesn't seem to want to give me those kinds of answers, so I'm looking for a little bit more information. Informed decisions.
I think you're going to have to talk to her about those things. If it involves her, it'll have to be through her.
Well, tell me about for yourself then. What do you think about dark versus light?
I think that it's really a very silly boundary. I mean,
Perhaps it is.
Look at us. We sit in some weird middle space anyway. It seems neither side really cares. So, what do we care? So we'll do what we have to do so that we can get by.
What do you mean by do what you have to do? How far does that go?
As far as it needs to, which includes farther than this city. So if you think that the people Rosita needs, or the people that Rosita's god needs, is just in this city, you are...
Do you think I'm that stupid?
Mistaken. I hope not, or else she would be very mistaken about you. She's already seen all she needs to know about you, so it's...
I'm sure.
She knows you're not stupid. Or Snow. Or Beau. I think the only one... Actually, yeah, or Viola. She's seen what she needs to see now.
Is the invitation extended to all of them, or is it just me?
I haven't had a chance to hear her thoughts on it. I was just told where to find you.
So she knows where we are.
Yes, and she always will know where you are.
She
likes to keep an eye on the people she wants to keep nearby.
Do you find that comforting?
Yes, to know that a mother figure is watching me? Yes. Wouldn't you like to have a mother watching you?
In some ways, and this is why it's hard to make a decision to join you, is because in many ways I do have another mother watching over me. She may not always talk to me clearly, but she's been there when no one else was.
Just pause for one moment as she kind of ponders what you're saying. Beau, as you're heading upstairs with Canyon, what are you... Remind me what you're doing. That's not shoving Canyon out a window.
So she is going, or not she, he is going to bring Canyon into the office room and then close the door. All right, Canyon, can I level with you a little?
I sure hope you will.
How long have you known purple pink hair lady?
Cynthia?
You're going to engage with.
Vav?
Yes.
I've known her for years. A few years.
Like, did she get here before you, or did you get here before her?
I was here first. I was
Okay.
actually kind of surprised that her family would be somewhere like this, only to learn that she's a bit of a... Well, that's not the point.
And then she
Why?
just
What does this have to
started
do with anything?
performing at the Pike because of her profession.
I mean, you have to earn a place like the Pike. I mean, you have to... But yeah, essentially.
Does she spend a lot of time with like Rosita, or is she just amongst the crowd most nights?
Not particularly. She performs, she...
Like she never
Makes some
goes
money,
home and like talks like, oh, Ziva said, Rosita said this to me.
She hasn't said anything like that to me. No, not particularly. She likes the Pike. She likes Rosita, sure.
Okay.
But
Has
I
she
don't know.
worn any jewelry or anything like that from Rosita? Any new things in gross-looking iron?
gross-looking iron. I don't think gross-looking iron is quite her style.
Okay, so she doesn't have any like doodads that she got from Rosita.
Not that I know of. Why? What does this have to do with anything?
All right. So here's the deal. You are particularly fond of her, right?
Yes, I'm going to marry her.
That's the plan. That's the spirit. So
Yeah,
That's the spirit.
right on.
here's the thing. We need a bit of your help, kind of. Yes, I believe so. Anyway, I'm thinking of this as we go along here, so bear with me.
Okay.
Bottom line is, the Pike is not good. So, I'm telling you this because you have vested interest, because you have a particular friend that's working there. If you want to protect her, you would make sure she no longer goes there.
This has to do with your little confrontation with Rosita earlier.
Correct. And that's also why I brought the girl in downstairs.
Oh. Okay, just tell me one thing. Did you attack her? Did you do
Of
it?
course. The stupid wench had it coming.
Snow, stop. Okay, no more.
She's possessed by a fiend.
I'm not drunk enough for this.
Well, I have some orcs bubbles.
No. Everyone knows better than that. You want me to believe that the secondary proprietress, so to speak, of the Wild Pike is possessed by a fiend?
Not always, probably, but at
Oh,
least
that's convenient.
sometimes. Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry. Do you have the means to detect them, and you've been walking around with that detection this whole time?
Do you?
Ste'yn does. She's one of those priestess, goddess-loving people. I don't know.
Cleric. Acolyte. Cleric. Cool. Okay. Sure. You want to show me some proof of this?
Have you noticed everyone collapsing with fatigue around?
Yes.
All of them have been getting jewelry or trinkets from Rosita.
Ah. Okay.
Which
I
is
can
why I
investigate
asked
that.
if Vav, the
Vav.
lady, got
Vav.
any. Yes.
Okay. All right. Look, you did save my life, and I would be happy to. I will, at your word, I will investigate this further.
Well, that's where I can
And
get
I
tricky.
will make sure Vav knows better than to, or is protected if she. I mean, she's supposed to be performing on the final night here.
I would encourage to discourage her from going there.
I will investigate and talk to her.
And now, when you talk about investigation, how are you thinking of doing it?
I will have to see the people who have gone to Saker's Keep or any one of the pop-up apothecaries and see if they have one of these iron things you're talking about, right?
Because
That's
here's
the
the
connection
thing.
here.
We don't know if once you get one of those iron things, if it does something to you and the creature can spy on you or something like that. We don't know the lengths, but we do know multiple people in here are involved
In where?
in the guardianship as a whole.
Okay.
So going around asking names could get you killed in an alley like the other night.
Ah. Oh, you're saying that those guys are connected, those thugs, those bandits.
Yes, those bandits, the leader of them was also possessed. Remember when we questioned them and you walked away?
Whoa, what?
Remember? So
You're saying he's possessed?
he was possessed when we talked to him.
Well, that's, if what you're saying is true, not good.
Why would I come up with this story? Also,
No, I don't
Furthermore-
know.
all of like Rosita and her staff are all ferals, which is also why I invited you in, because there's protection on this house. Remember when she was like, "Oh, I stepped on something" or whatever, then fled?
Wait. One, Nina doesn't look like a feral.
That's fine. Just get over that part.
That's pretty distinct. I'm going to put a pin in that. But we'll come back around. Two, the house has protections against ferals?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, go on.
And that's why she couldn't pass, which is why I was like, "Oh, why don't you try putting your arm around them?" And then that's why I put her to sleep and then had you carry her inside.
Because if she's touching someone who's not a feral, she can come
It's
inside.
not a very good system, to be honest, but yes.
Maybe it's an invitation-based thing.
Well,
like
no, because I
spooky
invited
vampire
inside.
story or something.
No, vampires are different, but
I mean, not from what I've heard. From what I've heard from all the stories is a vampire can come inside if you invite it inside and blah, blah, blah.
yeah,
but who
different
cares? They're just-
circumstance. You can't just like pass along inside if you're touching somebody. I assume is
anyway.
what I heard anyway.
Okay, it's just a story. I don't care about dumb monsters. Anyway, go on.
So that's why we need you to keep her here while you go about so we can continue either questioning her or using her as a lure to get other people.
Okay.
How much are you believing me right now? Let's
No,
touch
I gotta
base.
tell ya, this is pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Give me a minute to kind of process what's happening here. He kind of takes a minute and is like thinking about what you've said. Back downstairs. Ste'yn.
Yes. So, Nina, wait a moment. You said she keeps eyes on everybody. She knows where people is. How does she manage that? That's an impressive work of magic, and gotta be honest, it's a little bit disconcerting.
It's when you have a lot of people to manage, it's pretty important to be able to know where your people are. And yeah. And I think it's not so much her keeping the eye out versus, the one she turns to. So she has her eyes here, and well, pretty much anyone who's got a fun little trinket.
She can use
If she
them to
wants
keep
to.
track of other people.
Sure can.
Can Rosita's god hop into anybody who has one of those little trinkets?
You can say her name, it's okay.
There's a lot of power in names.
Isn't there?
Yes, quite a lot of power in names, and I don't know if I want to invoke that sort of power.
She
This
deserves it. So do you.
Oh, I'll say my name as often as you want. I'm Ste'yn of Atala.
No. You should say our goddess's name.
I don't know if I want to at this moment. It feels like there needs to be something more important leading up to it, The right situation to say a name.
Okay. No, that's fair.
You
At
want
times.
to keep names for, actually showing honor or showing worship, not just throwing them about in conversation.
That's all right. You'll see more of it as you stay in the city, or if you choose to run off somewhere, you'll find it in neighboring cities. She's already there.
Oh, I'm sure. I've heard much about that, and
Mhm.
encountered some of her people on the road to Hazelwood and such. So I assume she's got a pretty good net.
Yes. Have you been to Cadence?
I have been there once, actually.
Did
It's a
you
lovely
stay long?
place. No, we couldn't stay long. We had to hurry back. We only stayed a few hours. What's
That
there?
is
What should I know
true.
about?
Well, honestly, not much anymore.
What do you mean?
I mean, not much anymore.
I know
kind
you
of
said
sad,
that twice
actually.
now. What do you mean not much anymore? Is there
I
any more that I'm a
mean-
little bit confused on?
I understand. You're not quite as omnipotent as our god is. Look,
No, would be nice though.
it's possible. It's possible.
But
But-
back to Cadence, what do you mean not much anymore?
What I mean is, and don't get upset. Don't get upset. Look, no one is harmed who doesn't need to be. So don't worry. But most of that city was, in her eyes, pretty pathetic. Not fantastic for looking for worshippers. So one of her people, she has a few people she relies on across this area of Urusha. Like I said, it's hard to manage alone.
Right.
One of her people has already gone through there to look, staked her claim, and she's moved along. And the ones that you don't pick,
You can use blunt language, please.
oh, I'm sorry, that's right. I was told that you guys don't like so much talking. I'm sorry. Yeah, a good deal of them are dead. If that helps.
Because they were pathetic.
It wasn't my decision. It wasn't my decision.
Do you think
I
it was the
told
right
you.
decision?
It might depend who it was. I don't know how many ferals were there.
Do you think then that only if it was a feral who was killed it was the wrong decision?
Honestly, before I were to dive into that further, I'd want to think about it. I want to give you the right answer. Because a lot
I
of
don't
people
want the right
have...
answer, I want your answer.
And you have to give me time to think about it.
It should be a very simple answer. Like I've told Beau many times, if it takes you too long to think about it, I already know the answer.
But it's the wrong answer because you don't like it?
I'm not looking for a right or wrong answer, I'm looking for your answer. There's a difference there.
Sometimes, and it's unfortunate, you do what you have to do.
You do what you have to do, but is it doing what you have to do different if it's a feral or a normal person?
That does change the matter, yes.
Do you believe that ferals have more of a right to live than others?
And as you guys are talking, every now and then you hear something kind of like clunking upstairs. Sound of something like kind of
Ste'yn
scraping.
has her fists kind of clenched at her side as she is having this conversation.
Mm-hmm. She looks you over, and there's kind of a saddened look on her face. Look, you asked me to be blunt, but in most situations, there is a nuance, okay? There's nuance.
I'm learning
But-
that.
Good. I'm glad. I will say, you know, in many of these cases, it's very often we have to look out for ourselves. We have to protect ourselves. If we're gonna get kicked around at some point,
How
the
many?
dog bites back.
And what about children?
What about children?
Children who have.
Okay, I know who you're talking about. Remember, she sees
Who you?
everything. Of course. That sweet little girl,
Yes.
her family, the ones you traveled with.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I don't know where they are.
Convenient.
You can ask Rosita. She might have seen by now if she communicated with her person that was in Cadence last. I think she
Yeah.
called her the Ruby Wing or something like that.
The Ruby Wing.
It's very beautiful. I mean, if you're in such a position as those five are, then You're probably going to get a nice title like that. I would love that.
What are some of the titles? Ruby Wing is impressive, but what sort of title would you hope for? What are some other ones?
I see what you're trying to do, and it's very clever. But again, you'll have to talk to Rosita. Unless you can find them yourself.
Maybe I will. I'm not sure I want to be in the business of anyone who goes after children.
I didn't say we go after children. We're not monsters. We're only ferals. Unless you think ferals are monsters.
I don't. I used to be jealous of your kind.
Jealous?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. No one's ever said that before.
I'm not your usual person.
No, maybe not. Well, I was only here to offer the olive branch. If you're interested, you know where Rosita is. If you're not interested, I don't really know what to tell you.
It's her way or the highway.
That's what happens when you have the power of a god on your side.
I think you'll find that any power can meet its match.
Upstairs.
Yeah, Beau just
I'm
finished
sure
pushing
Beau
a bunch
is-
of things off the desk.
Are you back in the study?
Yeah, that's where he's...
Okay, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, so he just
I feel
pushed
inclined to-
whatever was on there
Yeah.
onto the ground.
Yeah, there's a desk. You're moving like heavy things on the ground around. Like there's that chest that was in the corner.
He's only
think I
doing it
failed to
like
mention
every few minutes as Candy's
that's
thinking
fair.
about it to make it seem like
Yeah.
they're moving things like he said they were.
So you had told him, you told him all this information, and you mentioned the guy, the bandit. Kenyon gets your attention, goes back to that, and you said that guy was possessed, that bandit guy who was trying to steal something from Sakers, right? It was that
Yeah,
guy.
eventually. Like I said, it comes in and out.
Yeah.
But they usually show some kind of tonal shift.
Uh-huh. You know, so you might have missed it, but there was this crowd. It was very interesting. I mean, it's always fun to see, exciting things happening and whatever. So that guy, he was taken to Drenfeld, right? He was taken to Drenfeld. He was going to be dealt with probably up in Zaylee. So they were going to go through there. And I think because you mentioned that, or it got around, or whatever it was, we sent an acolyte to be on the safe side, along with the Peace Watch who went with him. And there was something, I don't know why, it just seems weird. Something about him was just real.
The acolyte?
No, not the acolyte, the bandit. I don't know, he would sound real aggressive, and we're just like, whatever, fine. That's what happens when you're a jerk. But sometimes he would just kind of gloss over and just like look around and smirking. Something about I don't know. Might have been saying,
Exactly.
like, worship something or other. I don't
Yes,
know.
exactly. They follow. He's gonna move his arm and knock a couple books off the bookshelf, and then he's gonna reach into his
Dude.
back and he's gonna pull out the book that Nora had mentioned. That's exactly like what's in this book.
Snow, I gotta admit, I don't like what's going on here. If what you're saying is true.
All right, let me level with you just a little bit further and let you know that my name is Beau, not Snow.
Oh. Did I hear you wrong, or why did you say Snow?
It was a long night. We got attacked. Maybe I said it wrong, and then I just didn't want you to feel embarrassed calling me a different name.
Okay. Beau, I guess.
So you
All right.
do believe me then?
I don't want to believe you, and some of it still feels pretty weird. I mean, why would someone be doing all of this here? I mean, a guardianship is a pretty big deal. It's pretty well protected. I don't think it could actually get very far, whatever you think that they're planning.
It depends how many people they already have involved. You said that Rosita was what? The second highest influence?
I mean, in a tavern, but everyone loves her, yeah. What did he say? He said something other than worship. He said something, because it was so weird and I just thought he was crazy. He said something like Ruby Blade or something like that. I don't know, it was so weird. Ruby Blade will worship her? Or... I don't know. Something weird. I don't know. You're giving me weird juju. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Okay, well, the important thing is to not look weirded out at all when we go downstairs. But...
Okay.
Well, actually, it probably won't matter because we're going to be keeping that girl here while you leave. So she's probably going to know that you know something. But don't let the weirdness show whenever you're at the pike. Be careful who you talk to. And like I said, you should probably get your little instrument lass not working there.
Beau, I'm going to level with you. I feel like we can be honest with each other here for a minute. Sometimes you sound like a jerk.
That's fine.
Okay. I just need you to understand, sometimes it's not going to get you far. Just wanted to share that, brother to brother. All right. I'm ready to go. I'm ready.
All right, so you go do what you gotta do. Leave the what's-her-face to us.
You can't kill her, man.
I didn't say we would.
You can't hurt her. She's just a person. Or
Well,
feral or something. Still, ferals are still people.
yes, we're gonna use them for information and potentially to get Rosita out of the pike. Or other people.
Okay. Okay. I'm armed, remember. Okay.
Well.
Let's go.
All right. And he's gonna knock one more book off for good measure.
Guy, come on! Why are you making a...
He said we were
I'll
moving
apologize.
things.
Is the captain here? Does she know you're here doing all this?
Oh yeah, they're in the base. They're doing the not basement. They're in the living room in a hut.
Let's go. Enough. Let's go. Let's go. He will go back downstairs with Beau.
How have Nora and Viola reacted to everything they've heard from Nina?
Viola, like, for the majority of what Nina's been saying, she's just looked like very kind of like confused, maybe a little frustrated when she brought up the town that family's from. She got very visibly angry, probably some tears brewing in her eyes, and she did grab her like sword but kept it in the hilt.
Nora also looked incredibly confused. And you note that as she's talking about and inferring that she is a feral, that's where the confusion seems to hit the most. There's some shifts, all of it is generally negative, but she seems very hung up on this idea that she doesn't look the way she is expected to look. She seems like really hung up on that. She's otherwise very quiet and watching and occasionally looks back towards the stairs, especially as sounds are happening, and she very much wants to know what people are doing upstairs in her home. Snow looks white as a sheet as they are talking about all of these things, probably in speaking about the family and Cadence. Ste'yn, did you have further questions for Nina? She doesn't seem like she has a lot more to say unless you're going to keep digging into her own past, but...
Ste'yn doesn't have any more questions. She'll just, especially if she's hearing things, seem to... The drops and stuff is starting getting a little bit lesser. She's assuming they're wrapping up upstairs. And she's just gonna look at Nina. She has a very fierce expression on her face. We'll even throw in some thaumaturgy for some fun flashes to her eyes. You can tell Rosita, or you can tell Mosine herself, that if anything has happened to an innocent child, innocent anybody, but particularly an innocent child who has no place in a war, no place in a fight, any sort of deal would be off. between us. And she knows exactly who I'm talking about.
Nina nods her head, and she holds up her hands kind of defensively. If it gives you some kind of reassurance. Also, can I please have Ste'yn and Viola please roll me a charisma saving throw?
12.
7.
Viola!
For any of this session. I think this started when we got put in jail.
If it helps, if it gives you some kind of reassurance, I have something you might find interesting. You might appreciate it. Don't go crazy. We are, in fact, on the same side. I'm sure of it. We are. And she reaches into her pocket and she pulls out a piece of parchment. Okay. She unfolds it and you can see on it a drawing. It looks like a charcoal kind of drawing, and it is of it looks like a scene from the Wild Pike, very simplified scene. And you can see there's a performer on a stage. She has beautiful purple hair kind of pinned up really nicely. And there's like a ghostly images of a crowd around the stage. It's very stylistic. Look, if you want to talk to at least one of them, they made it this far. I just can't speak for the others.
That explains a lot.
At what point is Beau and Canyon getting down the stairs?
You guys, yeah, you came back downstairs.
Does he see this drawing?
Sure.
So how does he react?
I guess he's got all this new information.
He sees his fiance on this charcoal drawing.
Yeah, he sees the drawing. He doesn't seem entirely, shocked by it, it seems. A lot of people have admired and have seen Vav performing. It's just this person who was watching the performance, it seems, could also draw.
All right, so he doesn't say anything about it.
Mm-mm. Nina will put the drawing away, and she just tells you, if you're interested, Rosita's available to talk. If you're kind of foolish enough to think you can do something about it, well, I can guarantee you just confronting her the way you did is not the answer. Besides, when you're that protected, you can't just go up against a bulwark and kind of hope you're just going to knock it all down.
Oh, don't worry, I'm smarter than that.
Good. I'm glad. But you should just join us.
I appreciate
Here's a
the
question for you.
invitation.
How do you even think you're getting out of this house? You couldn't even get inside.
I hadn't thought about that. Maybe someone will politely carry me out.
Well, maybe Rosita would just have to come over here and get you. Assuming she can even get inside this house. Frail-looking thing she is.
Why would she come all the way over here for me? She doesn't need to. I have a job. I was just here to speak. That's it.
So you're
Are
nothing
you going to
more
keep
than
me
a
trapped in the
tool
house?
for her.
No, it's not it at all. Don't
It
try to
certainly
twist her
sounds
words.
like that.
I don't
You sound
particularly care what you think it
expendable.
sounds like.
Expendable, worthless tool is what it sounds like.
Canyon, I think I'm okay to leave now. I appreciate you coming to assist me. I don't know that they're going to take the olive branch, so to speak. And he kind of eyes her and then looks back at Beau and looks back at her. And, if head of the house is okay with you sitting here a little while, maybe it's, I think she might have a few questions too. These are her novices. They might, she might have a few questions herself. And Nina kind of perks an eyebrow. Canyon just kind of shrugs, and I think I have to go do a little,
Yeah,
check
that
on it.
package.
Yeah, because it should be here by now. And if it's not, maybe there's still some issue going on out there. But I think it should be here by now. I'll check back in a little bit. Is that right?
Yeah, sounds great.
All right. He's going to nod. Nina looks more confused and a little bit perturbed than like she can actually put up a fight as Canyon.
Tables turn, Nina.
And he looks back and he's like, "Is the captain around?" You know what? This is not my area of expertise. And Canyon goes out the door.
And Beau locks it behind him.
Oh, lovely. So it is the 2 of you visible, 3 watching from the hut, and Nina Serenby,
who has less than 20 HP.
Sitting on the couch with 20 or less HP, unsure of what you want from her.
Ste'yn looks at Beau and just says, I don't have anything else to ask her.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's better that we keep something.
Like you said, I don't know how much they're worth to her.
Yeah, well, let's see.
We're not going to take a life here.
Didn't say we were.
Good, we're on the same page.
Viola's gonna walk out of the hut.
Yeah, Nora's about to be like, I don't like the idea of taking hostages.
What's the plan here? I mean, I don't care if she stays here. She gestures to Nina. But I just want to know what's the plan. Which maybe we shouldn't discuss in front of her, but it seems like it doesn't matter where we discuss things.
I think discussing things and knowing locations are 2 different things. Knowing what's said in a discussion and knowing a location might be 2 different things, but also...
Yeah, do you have like a broom closet, Nora, that we can...
Am I allowed to speak now?
Nobody said you couldn't speak. It's your house.
She pokes her head out of the hut. And Nina's just like watching this space that is like clearly warped as people are just like coming out like a clown car. She comes out of the hut and she's looking at the situation. I really don't, look, if she could sit and just sit on the couch, it should be fine, right? If you're going somewhere, I'll stay and I'll watch her.
Are we going somewhere?
We had spoken briefly about possibly going somewhere.
That's right.
Yes.
Not gonna go there right now, are we?
So no, it seems there are eyes and ears all over the place.
Nina just kind of nods along.
No, we still haven't figured out how she does it. No, I think it has something to do with all those trinkets. Are you back, Snow?
Viola will lean over to Ste'yn and just like reiterate that he was not too pleased with what Nina was saying while we were listening in on that conversation.
Good.
What was she saying?
Oh, many different things. Certain... Like, Cadence might not exactly be there anymore. For many of the people in it.
Remind me why... What's going on with Cadence?
You remember, in Hazelford, we met a lovely family.
That's right.
Yes. I find it concerning that that place might not be there anymore, that's all.
And she played a part in it.
No, not directly.
Not directly.
Alright, do you know the people that were directly?
Oh, Ruby Wing.
Is a Ruby Ring somebody that people worship?
No. No. She's just one of a few that
5.
are... Did I say 5?
Yes, you did.
5 that
Oops.
do what?
5 that are more worthy, I guess. Something like that. That detail
More
I
than
don't
just
have
some eager
entirely.
blood.
Oh, wow. You really were. Wow. That's... Wow. That was beautiful.
You guys get so easily swayed. I see how this moon wench got you.
Wow, that was not beautiful.
Oh no.
And for the ones who were in the hut, and as you guys are going back to talking about Cadence, and in the same way that your fists were like balling up, Ste'yn, Nora's hands are behind her back, but you can clearly see that she, like, her hands are, like, clenched very tightly. She doesn't excuse herself, but she steps away and she actually starts walking upstairs. I think you've been told plenty. I don't really have much more to tell you. Can I just go back up to the Pike? I'm gonna have a shift this evening, and there's gonna be great music, and I'd really rather not miss it.
Nonsense, they have plenty of hands.
Sure, but it is a big festival season. Can I please just go?
It's like you're not gonna get all those tips.
You're really going to keep me hostage here? Is that your plan?
Well, you won't be here very long if you're more than some tool.
Ste'yn's just gonna step back into the hut and sit for a minute because she is about at her limit of trying to deal with this person.
Really is a shame. Look, I didn't mean to make everyone upset. I really didn't. You wanted answers. I told you what you wanted to know. I told you all that I know. Yes, there are others out there, a similar level to Rosita, that they seem to have that closeness with our god. It's just what it is. Rosita needs extra hands, of course. If you're going to have your influence reach that far, that's what you need. So that's what she has.
Your god gets around, is what you're saying.
Yes. But she's particular. She has a type. So, why make more trouble for yourself? It's not like they don't know where I am. Why? She doesn't have to come here. Peace Watch could be here any minute.
Well, why would the Peace Watch come if Canyon already joined you?
Because there's always a backup plan in case something goes awry.
Well, there's always backup plans on our ends, too.
You hear a much louder knocking on the door, the front door. And then you hear more knocking on the back door of the house. And it is incessant. It is not letting up. Almost more of a warning than it is a request. And I think that's where we are going to pause our adventure for tonight.
I already have
We
a plan.
ran much later.
One more charisma throw from
Yeah, let's do it. One more. Come on.
Yes, Viola?
Oh, that one's a 5. Fun. I don't know how I'm rolling this bad for all these.
Thank you from all of us here at Tales from the Catacombs. Catch up and recapture your favorite moments by subscribing to the channel. We truly, truly appreciate you journeying with us to bring clean content to the world of tabletop RPGs. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything, and be sure to leave a comment with your favorite moment from the game, a moment that stood out to you from the game, or you could answer our question for the day, which is, what quality do you admire most in a hero? Think about it for a moment and then leave us a comment. A particularly huge thank you to our players, to my players, whose links are in the description below. Please take a moment to follow these tremendous people and their exciting endeavors. David, who deals with so much audio-visual magic, he's basically truly a wizard, who plays Beau. Catherine, who literally doesn't roll below 30, and I'm okay with it, who plays Ste'yn, with perception.
She had the
We saw
lowest
her lowest
this match.
perception today. It was wild. Catherine, who surprises us at all turns, who plays Ste'yn. Kassie, whose joy just absolutely beams as bright as her golden armor, playing Viola, who plays Viola. And Josh, who communicates in all ways, shapes, and forms into our minds and our hearts, who plays Snow. I am Brenna. I am your storyteller for this adventure, and we will see you back here next time. Safe travels until we meet again.